Hi, it's Andrew. For this video, I'll show you how to export your frame inside of Maya for rendering within Hyperwave. So first off, we're going to go into the scene and into Maya. And then, it's important to find the exact frame that you want. This is probably what you would do before you render a full sequence. But let's say that we're interested in frame 111, because I've ran this a few times and I've always picked 111. Next thing we'll do is go to the select menu and we're going to select all. But when we do that, it's not actually going to select all because it's going to miss stuff and it's just, I don't know how that works, but it's missing some things. And for this specific shot, I'm using shot 15 cam, and make sure you select that because it's important. Alright, next thing we'll do is go to File and we're going to Export Selection. So in this Export Selection window, you can set the things that are relevant to your project. But for me, since I'm interested in a single frame, I'm going to pick the sequence and I'm going to pick this exact frame. Now you could also go from frame 1 to wherever your end of sequence is. In my case, it's looks like 130 or something. But and that'll create like files similar to this, what you see on the left, for 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But I'm really interested in this case for just a single frame. And another important part here, before you even fill this out, is that you need to select this option right here for ASS, or Arnold Scene Source Export. This is going to let it render in Arnold Renderer. So I'm going to be calling it shot 15 frame 111. I'll call it 2025 again, it doesn't matter. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and then next thing you would do is go into Hyperwave to drop that file. So let's go ahead and do that. Over in Hyperwave, we've got, we're already logged in, which is good. We can go from the main page to workload patterns to render Maya animation. Now I forgot to mention in the previous screen, my other computer that has Maya installed on it, that your options are a single frame, as in a .ass file. You can use a zip of .ass files like that sequence that we talked about, or a .mb file. So initially, a single frame is what's supported, and then longer term the zip, and then finally the MB. But the MB is going to require more so that the Maya saved file imports more of the external references and textures, so that you don't end up with just default textures when you import it into another computer to render. So let's go ahead and pick the shot that I had copied over earlier. And in my case, I'm going to pick 720 because I rendered it as 360 earlier, and it didn't have the quite. It's actually this file right here. It's a little grainy, so I'm going to instead do 720 so it's a little more crisp. And then for the single frame, you don't really need to worry about the camera selection because we had selected that when we did an export, as well as that bottom option for what's your sample frame, because those are only relevant for if the project is Maya itself, like the .mb option. But we will say we want to export it as an EXR file because it wouldn't make sense to have a one-frame video. And let's go ahead and submit this job. So pretty immediately it's going to reply back that it is done. It happened to be 14 megabytes, so that did have to upload. Alright, so now we have a job ID. It ends with, let's say, 88400. And we can, sorry, I don't know why I clicked that. We can go over to My Jobs and then find that specific render job ID. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's. I think it's this one, but maybe the thing doesn't match up, but that's okay. We'll figure that out on a separate video. So I'm going to pause here. It's 7:29 p.m. So I'm going to pause here, and we're going to resume once that file is completed. But as of this point, it is actively rendering on another computer that has Arnold Renderer ready to go. So I'll pause here and then we'll resume in a bit. Alright, looks as though that the render is now done. So when I refresh this page, I will find that it's still in new. Maybe just one more step before it's all the way done. Okay, now this time it is really done. So we're at 7:34, and we can go ahead and click download. That button will really only show up when the subtask is complete, as well as the file being available for download. All right, so we downloaded the file, and we can go to just my downloads and open it up. And I believe that we can, so this is the older version, and then this would be the 720 version. So it's a little more crisp than the last one. And that's pretty much the process. So just to quickly recap, rendering my animations is now possible with a single frame, and more will be enabled as I get more time to work on it. Thanks for watching.